All right, John Oakes here from HANKSTERS Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania showroom. We've got our newest addition to our inventory already up on the lift here, and we're going to take you through the underside here as we always do. So what we're looking at today is a 1970 Plymouth Cuda car. Now this one was originally a 440 4-barrel car, I believe, according to the fender tag. It now has a 440 6-pack motor in it. So it's not the original motor, but it is a 440 nonetheless. So what we have here, it's a lime light green car. We'll see that a lot more obviously whenever we get to the underside. But we've got painted bumpers both front and rear on this car. And then underneath here we've got just your stock fuel tank back here. And it's in good shape. Doesn't look to be a brand new fuel tank. It looks to be the original tank, but it's not marked up too bad at all. Just a little, some scuffs on it. But again, you're going to have that on original fuel tank. Other than that, it's in excellent condition. All of the mounting hardware, the straps, the insulators, everything like that, that's all in good shape here. Multi-leaf rear suspension here that you can see. Now out here for rubber, we've got two 75/60 R15s, and those are mounted on a set of 15-inch. They're a Krager 5-spoke aluminum wheel. Both front and rear obviously are going to be matching. But like I said, two 75/60 R15s on the tires for size. The multi-leaf rear suspension, we've got newer shocks back here as well. Now as far as the rear end goes, this is a Dana 60 rear end. These cars, a lot of them, you either had the Mopar 8 3/4 or the Dana 60. Obviously this one is the Dana 60, and it has the 60 stamped right in the housing here, which makes it easy for identifying. Now this was part of the Super Track Pack is what they called it back then, which would be your Dana 60, posi, and this has a 410 gear in it. And that's all covered up with this nice chrome differential cover here, obviously. So that's all of the rear suspension on the car. As far as exhaust goes, we have what looks to be a 3-inch exhaust the whole way back through, complete with tailpipes here, which exit out through the lower valance with those the chrome box tips there. Again, a nice touch there that they finished that off with. But yeah, this is all 3-inch exhaust, and these are Flowmaster mufflers, so it's going to give it a real nice deep throaty tone whenever you give it the gas. That's pretty much it for right towards the back here of the car. Okay, underneath the center of the car now, obviously we could take a look at the floors now. Floors are in really good condition on this car. Doesn't look to have any patching whatsoever. Obviously there's no holes in it either, because we just do not get involved with cars that have issues like that. But again, nice solid floors. It's all the correct metal, no patches to be found. All of your bracing across the bottom of the floors here is all intact, good and solid. Obviously this has the stock suspension for the front, which would be your torsion bar front suspension, and those are intact right here. Now you can see your exhaust as they come up here. We've actually installed a brand new set of headers here, and these are ceramic coat Hedman headers. So a real nice addition to the car there, all brand new. As far as the transmission goes, now this is a 4-speed manual transmission, and this was the 423 Mopar new process transmission here. That's what it comes up whenever you run the casting numbers off the side of the transmission. So that's what we have. We've got, looks to be like a blow-proof bell housing on here as well. And on the front side of that bell housing, it does have the flywheel cover, so you're not going to get any dirt or debris in there that cause any damage to that flywheel. Like I said, the floors are in excellent shape. Your fuel lines, brake lines, those are all run just as they should be right down the sides of the floor there. It's even got the emergency brake cables all hooked up underneath here. All the correct stuff, hardware, cables, and everything run all the way to the back, and then plumbed into those drum brakes in the rear of the car there. That's pretty much it. I mean, our transmission cross member, it's in really good condition. You can see how nice and straight that bracing is across the floor. So the tail shaft is mounted up good there. Again, the bushing up here, or the urethane bushing, I should say, that's in good shape too. So yeah, everything down here so far, driveline wise, is in really good shape. All right, now here we are underneath the front end of our 70 Plymouth Cuda. As far as rubber goes on the front of the car, we've got two 3560 R15s, so that'll give you an idea size-wise, front to back. Again, mounted on 15-inch Krager 5-spoke aluminum wheels. Now, inside of our wheels for stopping power in this car, we've got front disc brakes, and these are power disc brakes here. The suspension itself is all stock suspension. Looks to have maybe newer shocks. Again, it's the torsion bar front suspension, and those you can see run right in close to those headers. Not much room there whatsoever, but again, none of these cars really had a whole lot of room on them whenever it comes to a big motor like a 440, as we have in this case here. Now this car does have the front sway bar on it. Your sway bar end links and all the bushings on that look to be good. Bushings here on your frame mounts for that sway bar, those look to be good too. Your K member, it actually looks really nice too on this car. That's what this is right here. They call it a K member, obviously, because it looks like the letter K under here. As far as the motor goes, we did run the numbers on this. Again, as I mentioned on the back there, this is not the original motor for this car. It is date coded though. I believe the date code was 2 of 1968, and it is a 440, which is what this car came with. But this is a 440 6-pack motor, which I believe the original motor would have been a 440 single 4-barrel motor. So some people really like this setup, so obviously that's what these the gentleman that had this before us went with on this car. Again, you can see that transmission. That is the cover there on the flywheel. Again, another angle of those brand new headers that we've installed on this car. You can see how nice those look, and then you can look back through again and see the overall condition of the floors and the exhaust, everything like that back there. Now again, all your suspension arms up front are all stock stamp components, so nothing out of the ordinary here. All your ball joints and everything look to be in good shape. The rubber dust boot covers, those are all intact, and you can tell that everything's been greased up under here and maintained very well. As far as anything other than that I can go over here, we've got a stock style radiator in it. I believe probably a 26-inch radiator, I believe, is what these cars came with. It's got a Flexolite style fan in it. Again, the painted bumpers front and rear on the car. But again, you'll see all that exterior stuff once we get to those videos and photos. But that for the underside, that's pretty much it. So at this time, we'll go ahead and take it down off the lift, get it down, and we'll go around the outside of it for you next. All right, we have our 1970 Plymouth Cuda here now out in our main showroom, or photo shoot area here, I should say. And so we're going to go ahead and walk around it now, and we'll point out to you exactly what we're looking at here as we go around the car. So obviously you see it is a limelight green car, the whole exterior. Real nice paint on this car too, by the way. It does have the bright wheellet moldings on it. It's got a set of Krager wheels on it. Now these are aluminum wheels. They're a 5-spoke design. They kind of look similar to like your Weld Racing like drag lights or something like that. But yeah, real close to the same wheel. These are Kragers. There's two 35/60 R15 tires mounted on the front wheels, and they are 15-inch wheels front and back. As far as panel fitment and alignment go on this car, you can look at the doors on this car here, your gaps on the front side, as well as here on the back side. Very, very uniform here, front to back. So again, that looks real good. Our elevations are good on the door too. So they have everything adjusted up nice here. It flows real nice with the front fender and the rear quarter panel. Also, as I look the whole way down the side of this car, the side looks very straight on this car. So again, you don't see any waves or anything like that. Looks real nice and smooth the whole way down the sides. You can also see that we've got a mirror over here on the driver's side door. It is a remote adjustable mirror, and you've got your little adjuster just inside the door there, and that does all work. Bright drip rail moldings, and then as far as your the rubbers on the car, the weather stripping and the seals, weather stripping along the top side here of the glass looks to be in good condition here. There's no cracks or chips or tears or any of that. If we open our door up and take a look, you've got the little rubber bump stops. I know you probably can't see it from there, but they are here on the top and on the bottom of the door. Then your weather stripping and seal on the door here the whole way around is in real good condition too. Again, no cracks or tears or chunks taken out of that. So again, everything should seal up real well. Real briefly on the interior, you've got the all black interior here, full door panels. You've got the high back bucket seats. Now this is a 4-speed car. There is no center console, but you do have the pistol grip shifter in there, and it's all stock factory dash and all that stuff. So again, all your interior stuff looks to be in good condition. Again, we always go inside the car a little bit later, and we check all that stuff out a little more in depth on the car. Now, as far as any decals on the car, you do have this black decal back here, the black 440 stripe on the quarter panel, and it's in good shape. That is vinyl though, too, by the way, so if for whatever reason you ever wanted to remove it, it should come off real nice and easy. Again, the bright wheel lip moldings, the 15-inch Prager wheels, and then as far as tires on the back of the car, these are 275/60 R15s. And the tread on all 4 tires is like new on the car. So again, real nice stuff there. So that brings us to the back of the car. All right, now that we're here around the back side of our 70 Plymouth Cuda here, we can take a look at how this is all finished off. Now the first thing you're going to notice here is instead of a chrome bumper, these bumpers are painted both front and rear, color matched to the car. So we've got those, not sublime, but limelight green bumpers here, front and rear. Also the tail panel on the car, it's all painted black. That's how they are and how they were. So again, that's the way this one is. Now your lenses on your rear lights here, your parking lights as well as backup lights, those are in good condition. There's no cracks or chips in any of the lenses. They're in very nice shape. You've got obviously the Cuda badging back here on that tail panel. You also have these little bumperettes back here. Now those they kept in the chrome and they're in good shape, but again it just kind of distinguishes it from the rest of the bumper there. Now as far as the exhaust goes, you'll notice that it comes with these chrome box exhaust tips back here, and they're poked through that rear lower valance. That's how they were from the factory. So again, it retains that correct factory look for the exhaust. Now as far as up here goes, first and foremost, our glass up here is in excellent shape. There's no chips or cracks in it. It does appear to be a tinted rear glass in the car, and then your trim or your molding around that window is in excellent shape and polished up real nice too. The trunk lid on this car fits very well, and it's adjusted very well too. Your gaps up along the sides, along the top, and down the other side are very uniform, and your elevations are very good on this trunk lid. So they've got it fitted up real nice. Now let's go ahead and pop the trunk, take a look inside. As you can see, the trunk lock works. Trunk on the inside here, the underside of the lid painted that same limelight green as the rest of the car. You've got the factory decal here that tells you about the spare tire and the lug wrench and the jack. Then inside we do have a full-size spare tire. Now it's not the same size tire or anything that's on the other on any of the other wheels, but it is a full-size spare that you can utilize in case of an emergency. There is a nice trunk mat in here. The trunk floors themselves are in good shape too. This also has a couple of things inside here. that you would get with the car. Looks to be it looks to be kind of like a flag, I guess. So it's got the Cuda on it. Got a set of floor mats in here with Cuda embroidered in them. We've got a big, thick service manual here that's in the trunk as well as a bottle and a can koozie in here too that match up with the car. Along with that spare tire, you've got the lug wrench in there also. And then as far as you know, the seals go on this car, this looks to be what could have been probably an all-new trunk seal here. Very soft material. It's in excellent condition. There's no cracks or chunks taken out of it. It's in perfect condition for a trunk seal. Then you also have the little rubber bump stops up here for your trunk lid. Those are intact so that when you shut the trunk, it rides on those little rubber bumpers there. So that's really it for along the back of the car. We'll go ahead and work our way now up the passenger side. All right, here we are now on the passenger side. So again, we'll just walk our way up through here. It's going to be all the same as what we already went over on the driver's side, just on the opposite side of the car. So again, starting here at the back, first, as I look down this side of the car as well, it's just as straight as the other side. Nice and perfectly straight down the side. As I look at the door also from back here, you can tell the elevations on the door with the quarter panel and with the fender all match up very, very good on this car. Of course, you've got that 440 decal up here in excellent shape. Again, that is vinyl. The bright wheel lip moldings, the 15-inch Krager wheels, 285/60 R15 tires on the back. Then you also have the bright drip rail moldings. As far as your seals are concerned on this side, again, in very good condition too. No cracks or tears or anything like that on them. Let's go ahead and open this door up as well. On this side, again, just like the other side, we've got the rubber bump stops both on the top and down on the bottom. Our seal around the door here is in excellent shape. No cracks or tears in that. The all black interior, full door panels, all vinyl upholstery. It's all in really, really good condition here on the car. We'll take a look at all that as we get to the interior. Door closes up real nice and easy. Your door gaps, both on the back as well as the front, very uniform on the car. We also have the passenger side mirror here to match. So again, door fitment and panel fitment is in excellent shape on this car. We do have the antenna here, the fender mount antenna. That's nice and straight. And again, bright wheel lip moldings, 15-inch wheels, 235/60 R15s on the front. All of our side marker lights and lenses are in good shape. The bezels around them painted that limelight green, and then the actual lens covers themselves in good condition, no cracks or chips in any of those. And then that gets us to the front of the car. So, all right, now here we are looking at the front end of our 1970 Plymouth Cuda here. So as you can see, we've got the shaker hood and scoop on this car. On the sides of the scoop, you have the Cuda 446 badging there. So again, that just stands for the 446 pack motor that's in this car. The hood's steel and it's in excellent shape. Fitment is great on it as far as the gaps go and all the alignment. It's really nice here. We do have the hood pins here. These are the factory type hood pins for this car. Now they don't completely hold the hood down all in itself, but they do help. So you got to pull those out and then pull the hood latch to get that hood up, which we will do here in just a moment. The front grille here is in excellent shape. All of it is intact. The grille area itself, there's no pieces that are chipped out or cracked out of it. It's all intact, all 100%, you know, in good condition there. You do have the Plymouth badging down here. You've got your, what would be your marker lights. They are up underneath here, just like they should be. I know whenever I first started looking at some of these cars, I didn't know where those lights were, but they're mounted right up underneath here. And those lenses are in excellent shape too. There's no cracks in those. The actual headlights, just your typical sealed beam high-low beam headlight, glass lenses, and those are in good shape too. Again, as I mentioned on the backside, you'll see our front bumper color matched to the rest of the car, that limelight green exterior paint. They've used that on those bumpers as well. Now down below here, on our lower valance here, you notice it does have the road lights down here too. So that's a nice little feature that the Cudas did come with back in the day. So what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and pull our hood pins. Let me do this real quick for you. And then we're going to pop the hood. Take a look at what we've got underneath. So, first and foremost, as you see underneath the hood here, the underside's painted that same limelight green exterior paint. You've got the decal on the back that shows you that, yes, this is a shaker hood, shaker scoop there. And underneath that scoop, you do have the 6-pack carburetor set up on this. So it's just 3 2-barrels. Whenever you're just, driving around, you've got that center carb that's doing most of your work, and then when you get into the throttle, then your front tube and your rear tube butterflies open up, and that gets you your extra fuel and extra air, and delivers a lot more power to this motor. So again, it is a 440 motor. Originally, this car would have come with a 440, just a single 4-barrel motor, but they've swapped the motor out, but it is a 440, and it's the 6-pack design. It's got a set of chrome valve covers on it. They've updated the ignition on it. They've gone to an MSD ignition, so you've got the MSD distributor, the box, and the blaster 2 coil. Get you a little hotter spark there. Now, as far as other things here, again with those carburetors, they've got a fuel pressure regulator in here, so you can monitor that and set it where you want it. Stock style radiator, I would imagine this is a 26-inch radiator. That's what these cars would have come with from the factory. Looks like an aluminum water pump in there as well. So again, pretty much just a stock 440 though. Other than that, now I did run the date code on this too, and we did find out that I believe it's date coded, I think, February of '68. So that gives you an idea of what the motor actually is for this car. Now, power brakes on this car. However, it is a manual steering car. But again, when you're up to speed on one of these cars, you don't notice that power steering or lack of hardly at all. Again, these cars steer real nice and easy when you're up to speed on the cars. Now, as far as exhaust on this car, I've already gone over the stuff on the underside of it. But again, we did put a brand new set of headers on this car. They're a set of ceramic coat Hedman headers, long tube headers too. So again, that's going to help it perform by getting that exhaust out through the back a lot faster too. So that's pretty much it for underneath the hood though. Again, that's coupled up to that 4-speed new process 423 Mopar transmission. And then it had that Dana 60 rear end with the track pack, or the super track pack I should say, and the 410 gears back there, a posi unit. So good drive line on this car, lots of power, nice fun car to drive. So with that, we'll go ahead and close our hood up now, and then we'll go inside and take a look at the interior next. Alright, sitting inside now, our 1970 Plymouth Cuda here. Again, this thing is in really nice condition on the inside here. Kind of my first time sitting in here, but yeah, the full door panels, will start out there. Those are in excellent shape. All black. Again, they're full length, and again, you have the Cuda badging on both doors, and then you have the remote mirror over there on the driver's side, so that you can adjust that without rolling your window down. Factory dash, and this dash pad here is in excellent shape. There's no cracks or no, like sometimes if they've sat outside in the sun, they'll get dry rotted and crack up here. None of that on this car. This dash pad's in excellent condition. The dash itself, or the instrument panel, that's in excellent condition too. It's got the wood grain panel in there. And then you've got all factory gauges in here. You've got the speedometer over there. You've got an in-dash tachometer. You've got the fuel gauge, which also houses the oil pressure, the alternator, and the water temperature gauge. And then you also have the factory in-dash clock over here, and that is actually working. Very rare that we get a car that clock is actually working. This one is. I've also checked just now the factory AM radio in here, and it works as well. So again, most everything on this car so far that I've seen is all in working fashion. You've got the factory heater controls over there on the left side, down below your instrument panel there, as well as you've got the switch for the road lights out front. And then down below the dash here, just ahead of the shifter here, you have the, looks to be the manual choke knob here. You just pull in and out to choke the motor if you need to, or choke the carburetor, I should say. You also have some vent posts here, knobs, that you can pull open or close, depending on what you like here for, you know, air inside the cabin. Again, dash is in excellent shape. Seats are in excellent shape. The upholstery on them is just, it's in great shape. I don't know if it's brand new, but if not, it looks it. So again, the high back bucket seats, that was the option for back then. Matching upholstery both on your front seats as well as the back. All the seat belts are present too, so your front belts, the rear belts, even the shoulder harnesses, which you probably can't see, they are tied up along the headliner here as they should be. Headliner itself, that is in excellent shape too. It's tied up nice and tight, got all the proper bows in it and attaching things. So again, that's all in good shape. The sun visors in this car are in excellent shape too, and they stay up right where you put them to. A lot of times these get worn out over the years and they'll fall down. Not these ones. They're nice and tight. They're not going to cause you any problems there. All of your interior trim, the A-pillar covers, your sail panels in the back, that's all in excellent shape too. Factory steering wheel and steering column. And again, this is a 4-speed car. You do not have a center console, but you do have the pistol grip style shifter in here. So again, that makes everything look nice in here as well. That's really about it then. Everything in this car is very nice. Most of the stuff, like I said, it all works there apparently. Like I said, that clock is a big thing, and those factory AM radios too. So very happy with what I see here. I think you will be too. So the only thing we have left to do now is to fire it up and let you hear what the motor sounds like in it. Until then, I'll just leave you with, as I always do, if you have any questions about this car or any other car that we have in our inventory, give us a call. Our phone number, our email address, all of our contact info is made available to you throughout all the pictures and the videos that we do. And you can obviously get to us by going to our website at www.hanksters.com.